Okay.
So guys, thank you for being on set. No problem.
Okay.
We are on your
So I
audio
thought
on
you
set.
get a cat. But talking to you is part of what is supposed to be.
Yes, don't worry.
The...
So, Bana, yes, karibu sana.
Asante.
In the Best Schools TV.
Yes.
It's a YouTube channel.
Yes.
We are doing things about schools, anything related to education.
Yes.
And we felt if we don't record this one, then we will have missed it.
Yes.
So maybe to start off, is drama what you wanted to do in life?
At what stage? I don't know, because was a Mr. Molo who snatched me into music. And the song that we had gone to sing the previous year in primary was a set piece again in secondary school. And when Mr. Ngutia started training, I sang through the song and said, how?
How?
Is it a primary school teacher? I said, yes. And that year again, I sang in the KICC under class 8 solo, and I was number 1. So I knew my path was music.
Music.
Drama came in later when I started teaching. But not as a student. I was a candidate for KICC every year from 1984 until 1989.
So it started as music.
Yes.
Then you found yourself in drama.
I find myself in Lamu, and because I look dramatic, I am made the chairman. Those days,
now as a teacher,
an ordinary classroom teacher would become a chair.
Yeah, of course we know chairs are principals.
Yes, these days.
Those seats, the chair and the treasurer are reserved for principals. Then the teachers now take the other roles. So now you're made the chairman.
As a classroom teacher. Those days, those rules were not there. As a classroom teacher, I became the chairman of Lamu district. But Lamu district was not something big. It was 5 schools. Lamu girls, Lamu boys, Mpeketoni, Faza and Witu. That was Lamu district, the current Lamu county. So my passion for drama developed from there. I go to St. John's Girls. I meet Collins Mumbo. I don't know if you know Collins Mumbo. He takes me in, and I would get involved in both drama and hockey. And if our drama would flop at the province, then we would proceed with hockey to the nationals, because it was a guarantee.
That one I love it, because
one of them had to go to the nationals.
I also double that.
One of them had to go to the nationals, either drama or hockey. So my love for drama
started there. Now you see, the love for drama came in, and now you are the ES.
Yeah, now
Executive Secretary, National.
I became an education officer in 2008.
Yeah.
I go to Kiambu, where I become a Zono Quality Assurance and Standards Officer. It manages like 6 schools in a zone.
Yeah.
Then a year later, I become a district council. So of course now I'm involved in managing all activities as a district council. Then in 2012, I landed in Jogo, mainly 2012, as in charge of vetting of expatriate teachers. But then Patrick Khaemba, who is in charge of drama, and Abuao, who is in charge of music, they think that I can be useful to them, because these activities involve a lot. They think I can be useful to them. There are a lot of activities that go on in preparation for these activities.
Yeah.
So you'll have speech writing, you'll have program writing, minute writing, and they would ask me to accompany them as we did these things. And every time Mr. Khaemba would tell me, you belong here. You're going to take this position. In 2016, I was made the honorary treasurer for music. But even then, for music.
Music now?
Yes. But Patrick kept on telling me, you belong here. It is not there. So in 2018, Patrick becomes a director.
Yes.
And he tells the PS, I'm too big for this position.
Yes.
A position I've held since I was in job group L. I'm now a director.
Yeah.
Watch any kai. So he calls for an interview, and we sit the interview. I'm appointed the drama executive secretary, and Janet Langati, my deputy.
Okay.
2018. And our first festival to run was in Lenana, 2018. I think when I was leaving Lamu Girls, my principal, there's this idea of when you're reporting to a news station, this one calls the other one to find out this person I'm receiving. What kind of person is he? So, when I reported to St. John's in Kaloleni in 1998, the principal also receiving me, Madam Kavuku, told me, I'm told you have a lot of energy. So I don't know where the energy comes from because, I find this thing so natural. And I think the way I was brought up, I'm a people person. I am. If I take you to the village where I was born, you would ask what good would come out of this village. The village is called Sawawa. You would say what good would come out of this kind of village. So, having been brought up staying with her, my mother would never serve us food separate from the hard boys and the workers, and so we grew up as human beings that appreciated all other human beings, and that's why sometimes teachers will only fear me because of my voice. When they come to me, they find somebody very different. Even
in Kikuyu, you say so.
This is communication authority.
Yes. What is your highlight for the 2024 drama festivals at Embu? What would you say was the highlight? What is that moment?
Are you able to edit this? Because
we shall make it as interesting as possible.
Because I think the gala of Rigiji
took it all.
Yes. Because we had been told that the deputy president would be with us for only 1.5 hours.
Yes.
So we
despite the protocol.
Yes. So there was no play, there was no dance. We just took a mime, a solo verse, a choral verse.
Simple ones.
Yes, the short ones. Then the deputy president arrives and he says, "I am here the whole day." This is my brother-in-law. So he tells us, "I'm here the whole day, and I would like to watch all the performances." And it was good.
So you had to change the program.
So we had to change. We had to change because we had planned for just items to run for
30 minutes.
For 30 minutes. The guy tells us, "I'm here with you the whole day." That is why we redid all the plays we had done in the morning and so on.
Yeah, I remember they were being announced at the tent.
Yes. And of course, the best of them was the national, the state concert. And the advantage we had is that we were very well funded, so that we didn't have a challenge with students' accommodation and so on. So I think generally the festival in Embu, since we took over office in 2018, was the greatest, because having the president accept to host the state concert, it's not easy.
Yeah, I know.
It's not easy. He's such a busy person.
Yeah.
And for him to slot you, even for an hour in any given day, it's a long process that once you get it, you say, "Oh, thank God. Thank God." So I think the gala and the state concert were the highlights. So there's something that former chairman music used to tell us, that until 10 years ago, if you went to a teacher's event, you'd only find a GK parked there. And you'd wonder, have the teachers come on motorbikes? Have you seen the parking?
Aye, man, it's wonderful. And it's national, and it's national.
Have you looked at the parking?
And it's national. So that means they have been driven from all over.
Yes. It's just great.
Yeah. What's that one challenge that maybe you could have gone through during the 2024 festivals, and maybe this year you are looking forward to overcome it?
I should not say funding, because funding is a challenge to everyone.
Yeah, of course, especially now.
I believe that we are not able to have adequate trained staff, to manage the activities, so that when you have put a hall manager in charge of a hall, your work is done. There are certain
you give them autonomy. They just run.
Yeah,
without interfering.
Like if this lady called Jane Kaimuri, once you give her catering,
I know.
I'm not bothered about what is going on anywhere. If we had such personnel in every department, so what I'm looking forward to is having the kind of personnel that you put in a department, and you turn your back. you have a hall manager,
Yeah.
and you know the hall will open
Yeah.
at 8 and close at 7
Yeah.
or 6:30.
Yes.
That is the greatest challenge we have. And I believe that if we build the capacity of our county secretaries or generally county officials, we shall be able to overcome.
Yeah.
Another challenge that we have
Yeah.
is transportation of students.
To
There
the
is
villages.
nothing that will, no, to the villages, not a problem. To the venue.
From their
From
schools
their
to,
school. Because
to the
it's
venue.
our responsibility.
All right.
It's our responsibility. We are supposed to pay to fuel the buses
Yeah.
to come to the nationals. The challenge, however well organized the festival is, if you have a mishap, you hear of an accident happening, that's the end of the
The
festival.
chills.
Yes,
Chills
it
go
spoils
down the
everything.
spine.
It spoils everything.
Yeah.
So what I look forward to having is regional officials
Yeah.
that are so focused on the welfare of the child. Forget about the drama that they'll
At
come
that
to perform.
point, yes.
The welfare of the child, that the child will eat well, the child will be transported in a vehicle that is roadworthy, that is in good condition. Na afikishwa mapema. We have cases, and you have seen it,
Yeah.
of children arriving at the venue at midnight.
Night.
Very, very funny challenges.
Yeah.
I made just the grace to music because it's a more recent example. Students from Western come get to Eldoret at midnight. What time did they leave Kakamega?
There was a problem there on
Yeah,
logistics.
because it is a 2-hour drive. So in drama, we were in Embu. I remember there was a case of students from the school of the blind, Likoni. They get stranded between Kirinyaga and Embu at midnight. They don't know where they are. The only person who is sighted is the driver, and one teacher who is half blind.
Oh,
They are stuck in the middle of nowhere. Our driver might not have the competence to even ask around. And then you are afraid you are in a foreign land. Where are we? But we got a county director for Kirinyaga, county director of education. I called the regional director, Central. He said the county director, Kirinyaga, will do you good. I forget her name. It's a lady. Our PS tells us that you develop the talents of young people
yes.
in ECD, in primary school, even secondary school. You know, it's getting late. Talent at secondary school, you're already too old. If you look at footballers, for example, Messi, by the time they are 8 years, their talent has been identified.
Yes.
So, if you focus on this being a children's activity, you can't go wrong. Because you also, it's not true to say that all of us have children.
Yeah.
But if you have a child who is helpless, a 12-year-old child, and because you are in a position of responsibility, you favor one and you favor yours and leave the other, well, that comes out very badly. So what helps me to keep a level head is that, and you talk of keeping a level head, you know, even the number of greetings I have to go through in a day, even in a workshop like this.
We have just seen it. Yeah, we have just seen
The
it.
number of greetings alone can kill you. And even in 2023, when you are still in Corona, people just want to greet you, and somebody will greet you 3-4 times a day. Yeah. So you have to be really calm. Sometimes I shoot straight and say, I've had enough greetings, please. I want to just even go and announce and say, now, can you do something else? I've greeted enough. But I keep a cool head because I have a very stable chair. Professor CJ. He's so stable. When there is no question he can't answer. And then, of course, the ministry support. The principal secretary, he has been with us for about 10 years now in the same state department, and he knows his work. So he's able to guide us. We're able to process our needs in good time. Then, of course, the Director General has also been with us for quite some time. Then the Director Field Coordination, of course, this one has just come in 1 year. But of course, we get people who have experience. People who have come from the field who have been regional directors of education. So they're able to give good guidance. And then generally, the committee is comprised of people from different backgrounds, competency backgrounds, KICD, TSC, NEC, private schools, Kenya Cultural Center, everywhere. So you have a mix of people from whose experience you can draw.
The Best Schools TV, tumejaribu kufanya hiyo interview huko nje, imekuwa ngumu. ES is this busy guy and everybody wants to shake his hands all over. So imebidi tutoroke, tutafute a serene environment tukuje hapa. So bana, yes, we were talking about the festivals, and I think we also talked about your character, and that was wonderful. Without even looking at the numbers, the way that hall is packed, this year's national workshop, the turn-up is so high. What can you say about it?
I think the motivation, well, there are many factors that have motivated the high numbers. One would be the entry of junior school.
Oh, JSS,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, junior school is a whole new category of its own. And you can imagine
It is in all the primary schools.
it's in all the
Oh,
primary
I see,
schools.
I see.
And in terms of competition, they are likely to bring in a lot of competition because 13, 14, 15-year-olds,
Yeah.
their level of performance is very high, the level of experimentation. The trainers who do the junior school are young teachers also.
Yeah.
You might not remember that when you are a younger teacher, you are a bit more active in these things.
And
you
very
have
energetic.
more passion. You're not even looking for an award.
Sure.
You just want to
Passion.
win.
It's the passion.
It's not about that I want to become a regional secretary. I want to become. No, it was just that passion. So these young people have come in large numbers. And then two, we used to have a workshop that was fully paid for by government.
Yeah.
And we would have very few participants. The rates have gone high, the numbers have gone high. So with participants paying a little figure for themselves, we have witnessed, and then a county-based registration. You're not asking the regional secretary, you're asking the county secretary. So there's like a small element of county competition who is more bringing in even more participants than others. And I think that accounts for, to a very high extent, a very great extent, the numbers around. And then the new entries, people must have heard about the new entries. So obviously that leads to more enthusiasm and more wish by a greater number of people to participate.
Yeah. So we have noticed some changes in film categories for the items that will proceed from the regionals to the nationals. What informed the reducing of the numbers or the limiting of the numbers? Because the feature film now is 5, documentary 3.
We didn't have rules last year. Right. It was anybody getting a certain mark. And Ritos was an adjudicator, and she confirmed to you that some of the items that came should not have come.
Yeah.
But, you know, when somebody goes to adjudicate at a region, and this person has also come from another region and is also being adjudicated, he'll feel, why should I lock out these fellows because of a 75% mark? So if everybody scores 75% and above, then everybody comes to the nationals. True. So we have not really reduced. We have now set bounds that the numbers of proceeding to the national level will be this for feature film, this for documentary, for screen verse, for screen dance, and so on. So we've not reduced, we've just set boundaries.
Okay.
Yes.
So previously it was the marks.
It was the mark, and everybody would achieve that mark.
Sure.
Yeah. So I remember there's a case of all items adjudicated at Coast Region, all of them came to the nationals. And
so
again,
they all attained the mark.
If you can cut out this, maybe all trained by the same person, all shot by the same person. So right. I think you are trying to eliminate that.
Okay, that is okay. There is also something else in film. We've seen introduction of two new entrants. That is TikTok and podcast, what we are just doing right now.
Yes,
here.
yes.
So maybe what informed that, and maybe is that the direction that we want to go?
There's nothing as constant as change.
Sure.
And in a very short time, although stage continues to be very attractive, but once we improve on the quality of film items, film is going to overtake stage. So that's the direction the world is going. And then, fueled by technology, we are responding to the needs of the people. What are people watching? What are people doing? We are market oriented. His Excellency the President, our patron, has talked about monetization of talents. So are we going to do the cultural creative dance? I remember when we were being instructed on items going to the state concert, for example, and you think that these cultural creative dances are very nice, and you are told that you take 5 cultural creative dances to state concert. Do you know how many functions the president has, that they have these cultural dances in a day. And in the days of His Excellency, the President Uhuru Kenyatta, that he started watching these things when he was a baby
At State
at
House.
State House. So you're bringing him things, well, he's liking them, he's enjoying,
Yeah.
but there's not much new. But now we are going in the direction of the new things that people are really interested in. People are more glued to social media.
To the digital platform.
Yes, the digital platforms.
Now, you've said a very important point, and I've always wanted to raise, thanks that now we have you, about film. Of course, what we are doing is the feature film. Our feature film is basically a short film because we do it at maximum of 40 minutes.
Yes. Is it 30 or 40?
40, thereabout. So, but there's a category maybe that can come in and can help us give people who don't have that big story, but they have the capacity to show us they can tell a story by introducing a separate category of very short film, like a 7 minutes feature film, short. What is your feeling about that?
And if you use social media a lot like I do,
Yeah, because
you will realize that there are movies you watched in the 90s and early 2000s. Now they are coming as short clips.
The reason I'm asking that
And
question,
somebody's making money out of it.
Yeah.
Somebody's not able to watch the whole movie,
yeah,
but they're able to watch a short clip of Jean-Claude Van Damme,
Yeah.
of the Bill Cosby show. It's a big debate now. on
just
social
give
media.
you a scene.
Yes.
and
And
that's
you
all.
get satisfied that small scene is okay.
Yes.
We are having a short film with a communications authority theme. You have not looked at the rule book well. A short film with communications authority theme. And it will all be, you look at the rule book, Missouri.
All right.
It will all be about social media. They want to, we're talking about artificial intelligence. And the way that social media has been bashed left, right, and center, that artificial intelligence is going to kill intelligence and so
But it
forth.
is my next question.
Yeah. So now we are having communications authority with its other partners is sponsoring a theme focusing on AI for good. How can we use AI and all other forms of technology for good? So they want a short film. We are doing short film of 5 minutes. Yes.
So I checked the rule correctly.
Please check it correctly.
Wonderful.
So we are,
And it's a category by itself.
yes.
The entrance will compete on that.
Yes.
Yes, because previously when we bring a short, if you bring a film for 10 minutes, another one for 20 minutes, they are all judged
Yes.
together. So if they have
It will
that
be
one,
a
that's
separate-
wonderful, because of course, when we go to Facebook, when we go to YouTube, people don't want to watch the long.
No,
They want to
just a
watch
short.
short.
Yeah.
Wonderful. So I think directors and producers, it's a wonderful opportunity for us to showcase that we can be able to go to the digital platforms. So, Banayas, you have mentioned about AI. What do you think it's the position of AI in our festival? Because of course there are people, as you have said, there are people who are saying that it's going to kill creativity. There are others who feel that it's going to improve, to enhance creativity. What is your take?
There's never any going back. I remember sometime in the 90s when they said there were so many strikes happening in schools. There's a cabinet secretary, or was it a permanent secretary? And then we said, it will not improve, it can only get worse. Yeah. Now, what is happening with indiscipline in school is much more complicated.
Yeah, it's
Because-
superior.
Yeah, it's superior.
Yeah.
When I was in school, when Britos was in school,
Yeah.
pengine bangi ulikuwa ukimention bangi unashtuka.
No. Nowadays it's the
Like
swag.
things like LGBT, they were not there. And the world moves on. So there's no going back on artificial intelligence.
We are in.
We are in at the era of artificial intelligence.
Yes.
And was it Theory X that says human beings are naturally lazy? Yeah?
Yeah.
They look for the easiest way out.
Yeah.
Are our adjudicators, do they have the skills necessary to judge an item as being AI generated? Maybe they don't.
But they still can use the same AI to help them.
Yes.
Yeah.
They can use the AI to help them judge,
Yeah.
but then they don't have the capacity to know that this one by Reuters is AI generated.
True.
And even if she does, they are clever enough to twist it so that it becomes theirs. So we have to accept the fact that artificial intelligence is here with us and it can be used for good.
Yes.
So let us accept it. It is going to be used by our script writers. There are some who will, use it so blatantly, and I hope when you have the adjudicators training, we shall have somebody talk about, tell the adjudicators how to, judge that this item is entirely AI generated, so that we can know what penalty to impose. Otherwise, we live with it. It will help us improve.
If we use it positively,
Google has been with us for a long time.
Yeah.
Hasn't it helped you?
It has.
If you want an answer to something, you go to Google. It has helped us. So AI will also be used for the good of the festival.
No, allow me to ride on the same question. The AI issue is here with us. We can't run away from that. But are we meant to have some rules set? Because like this year at the Nationals, with documentaries, we could tell some voiceovers were AI generated, and we want the child to tell the story. So are we going to have some rules so that I don't replace the place of the child?
Were you able to state categorically that this voiceover is AI generated? Because somebody can take you to court and say, how do you prove that that is the case? If we're able to prove it's okay. So we have to set rules. That is definite. We have to set rules that if we are able to get, they call it the AI reader, if you're able to get that, and the training for adjudicators, we are making it deliberate that we have technical personnel who can explain to us how we are able to judge that an item is completely AI generated. Then we must have rules to penalize those items. We have to. Yes.
So maybe because now you see with AI and that fear of the new thing that is coming, you've said clearly we are not going back. We are already in it. AI, there's AI and there is animation, where Ruto will argue that the child's effort has been alienated. It's not, the child effort is not being seen there. What about now the children being, especially as we go to the CBC, can the child be trained on how to craft animation? And maybe we put in a competition for animation from the students.
That's obligatory, or you're suggesting something need to be done.
Yeah.
But that's what you're saying, that every new technology, every new innovation, every invention, we must use it. We must use it. And as you're saying, you're rightly putting it, we must help the child to be able to use it. I don't want to be personal, but I don't know what to make of a phone you have. But if you have a 10-year-old child, they know more features on that phone than yourself.
It's true.
They do.
Yeah.
Because they keep on experimenting. They keep on trying new things. For us, tumetosheka mahali tumefika. So, yes, we need to give the child, the Communications Authority does not allow children below the age of 12 to do things like TikTok and so on, this podcast and so on. Actually, that's why we have put an age. We have said junior school and above.
For the podcast and the
TikTok.
broadcast.
Broadcast is a stage,
Okay.
so even a primary school child can do it. So we're not going to, we cannot, we have to live with what we have.
Sure.
Yes.
That's wonderful. So we can call it a wrap, unless on a parting shot. 2024 as we go to 2025.
Leveraging technology and values. And we have been instructed from the highest office in the land that everything we are doing, we must insert values. We must find a way. And we were just lucky at the forefront. So we are happy with our theme, and we are looking forward to a successful 2025 festival, looking at the number of participants that have attended. Over 20 from Northeastern, people from Lamu, 15 people from Lamu, 12 people from Turkana, 70 people from Meru. We expect that the competition is going to be very, very high. And we are inciting the teachers to be as creative. If you do what Ritos is doing, you will fail. You're only imitating her. She will do it better than you. Experiment with staff. If you get a good adjudicator, kuangusha kwa sub-county, bahati mbaya. But you'll get an adjudicator, the likes of Professor Ngondo, who like experimenting with things. And they say, let us try this person at the next level. Even if you have broken some rules. You know, some people break a few rules.
Yeah.
And then the adjudicator looks aside and says, let this person go to the next level and get adjudicated at that level. And we hear the sentiments. And that's how the festival grows. Otherwise, if you had to go by the rule book, every other year, there'll be no growth. So I expect that 2025 will be fireworks. We are set and we are ready to go. Thank you.
Thank you very much. The Best Schools TV is very pleased to have you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Asante sana.
Much honored.
Thank you subscribers. Tuendelee kusubscribe. Ciao.